Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) says increase in telecom tariffs will translate to improved services for Nigerians. Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative (NEITI) endorses 2024 tax reform bill, says it will modernize Nigeria's tax system. Plus, oil prices extend losses in uncertainty over Trump tariff impact. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Neka Oko, your guide. The Nigerian commodities market is expected to grow to $262.1 billion in 2025, with a projected annual growth rate of 2.42%. This would result in a total value of $288.4 billion by 2029. The 2025 outlook for commodities in Nigeria ranges and influenced by various factors. Well, joining me to provide perspective in the commodities market is Kamaldeen Raji, Managing Director, FX Fair Trade Limited. You're welcome to Business Express.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Okay. Can you bring us up to speed with the current trends in the commodity market and how have prices been behaving since the start of the year?
Yeah, thank you and good morning, Nigerians. If we notice very well, we'll see that the commodities market has been responding to a lot of factors, ranging from what happened in 2023, 2024, where the prices of some of these commodities surged to the highest in the history of commodity aggregation and marketing in Nigeria, which was like 90% for some of the commodities like maize. But we've seen that since the beginning of this year, in 2025, the prices have seen a lot of reduction. And this is due to a lot of factors. One, you give it to the government for bringing out the right policies, supporting the primary production, which is ensuring that there's availability of input at the right price for the farmers at the right time, increase in the sensitization of farmers on what is good, what best agronomic practices are, and how to reduce post-harvest loss and all of those. Then private public partnership has been a very good one too on that point, because a lot of the aggregation or support programs that have been rolled out by private companies in collaboration with the federal government has been a very good one, ensuring that there's continuous production, continuous engagement of the right type of people who are the real farmers, and allowing them to continue to make a good stay in the rural areas, continue to produce for our sustenance, and ensuring that life is meant to be good for everybody.
Great. We have seen marginal drop in the prices of commodities like beans and rice and other grains recently. How do you see the outlook for 2025 in terms of agricultural commodities?
So in 2025, if we look at grain production generally, you see that there is a reduction in fertilizer uptake, but at the same time, there is an increase in the number of hectares that are being cultivated across Nigeria for the wet season. This is the time of the year whereby a lot of harvests are just done, being completed, and farmers and everybody are reacting to what the market is saying. A lot of commodities, food crops in the market, and nobody, just like you know the tradition of the local farmers. They are in the market to make sales, probably to get one or two things back home and be able to go home back with something. So those are part of the factors. Then we need to give it to the federal government on the programs they are currently running, ensuring that there is there's input for smallholder farmers across Nigeria. This thing really affected the production, the cost of production and everything. So if the cost of production is being looked into and catered for correctly, then we'll continue to see a higher production because people will be monitoring what is going into production and what is coming out of production. That will lead to a higher yield. If the cost of production is well taken care of, then it will be in the positive for a lot of the commodities, availability, increase in yield, and prices for household consumption. So this has really balanced the gap between what the household is needed to continue to survive and what the processing sector needed for the year to continue to produce and make sure that livelihood is at the better end of it. So let's look at maize and beans, cowpea, for example. If you see that late last year, the price was going up, and early this year, you've seen that the price has started dropping, which is dancing to all the rhythms of the natural factors of getting things done rightly. So if we continue this way, monitor activities, engage with private sectors players who are into this production and engage farmers year in, year out with right input. When I say right input, right information about farmer, good database of farmers and everything. I think we should continue to be in the positive and everything will be fine for everyone.
Last year, metals, especially gold, had a great year. Mm-hmm. Should we expect it to continue the momentum this year?
So according to what the world is looking at today, I think it should go in the positive. We should expect that, and that will be a very big business for a lot of the sectors, the mining sector in Nigeria and some other active players in Africa.
One of the key assumptions of 2025 federal government budget is that inflation will decline to 15% due to likely bumper harvest. How do you react to this?
Bumper harvest is a function of so many factors. And that was what I said earlier, that the government engagement, ensuring good viable seeds, ensuring quality inputs at a reduced cost. Farmers will go to the farm, they will continue to produce. A lot of egg trade will be covered, and the government is doing a very great job currently, and they need to do more, especially on the insecurity side of everything. Because what we had before now was that a lot of people not being able to go back to their farmland due to insecurity. But a larger egg trade have been covered for this last season. If the same effort is in place, I'm very sure that production will continue to increase and livelihood will be better for everybody, regardless of wherever you find yourself. If the price of rice, which is a common staple in Nigeria, is reducing, coupled with a lot of other factors that says that production will probably have to decrease by 2.6%. But if there is a concerted policy program targeted at continuous production, I'm very sure that this will move up, increase production, and it will affect livelihood. Then we need to settle the continuous demand between what the processing sector in Nigeria are looking for and what the household consumption is. So if we balance the hacks and the demand and supply for the two sectors, we'll see that things will look normal for Nigeria, and everybody will probably want to stay in Nigeria instead of looking out to go anywhere.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the current trends in food prices, which commodities are expected to experience the most significant price increases or decreases in 2025?
So if we check the commodities outlook for 2024, late 2024 production, you see that there is a decrease in production in some of those commodities. Look at soybeans. There was a very big decrease. This to the lack of availability of the single superphosphate, which is the main input needed for the production of soybeans. But if you look at sorghum, look at oat, look at barley, you see that globally it's on the increase. If fertilizer uptake is on the increase for everybody across board. Government efforts trying to subsidize some of these for farmers and ensuring that the viable ones are the one available for Nigerian farmers. I'm very sure that everything will move fine. Barley, sorghum, oats, major cereal should experience a very good price. While some of the oilseed like soybeans will probably have to, the availability will be very low, minimal, then increase will push it up, except if there's another way around it.
Considering the volatility in the agricultural commodity prices, what strategies should Nigerian farmers and exporters adopt to mitigate risks and capitalize on favorable market conditions?
Yeah, if we really want to mitigate risk around this, I think we need to take up some big challenges around working with the right people. One is to get the database of farmers correctly. If you have the database of farmers correctly, this simply means that you are engaging the right type of people, you are giving them the right type of input, they are the farm at the right time, and nobody is giving input to farmers at the wrong time. So if there is, agriculture is all about timing. If farmers are on the farm at the right time, then there will be production. If production is fine, coupled with whatever the weather condition is saying, everybody adhering to NIMET forecast around rainfall and everything, we get the best type of seed, which is early variety, early maturing variety and others. Everybody will be fine. I see a better future in agriculture because it's beyond just people using hoe and cutlasses to farm. It's engaging the right type of people from those that are just leaving school today, engaging them on what they see about agriculture, planning for agriculture in the nearest future. Today, we've seen people using drone in Nigeria. We've seen smallholder farmers in their cooperatives adopting the use of tractors and other farm machinery. See, all of this will lead to higher and bumper harvest. And if there's higher and bumper harvest, it means life is better for everyone. Then there will be continuous engagement of farmers, not just for the wet season. What are we doing around the dry season production? There are a lot of effort going on some part of the country. FS today is engaging some farmers and using the solar panel pump to ensure that there's continuous production during the dry season. So all they needed is just their closeness to a water body, and they use this solar panel because of the cost of petroleum or whatever they need to power their engine. So all of this will reduce the cost. When cost is being reduced, there will be continuous encouragement of farmers to continue to produce. And when farmers are producing, and there is a very big movement from what we see in infrastructure today to what it needs to be very closely in the nearest future, then we'll be producing and consumption will be at par, and we can probably produce for the rest of Africa to feed.
Going forward, how should investors and policymakers navigate the anticipated trends in the commodities market this year to ensure sustainable economic growth?
I think there should be, I'm suggesting that there should be a very good, robust discussion between the private sector and the Ministry of Agri. They are doing that very fantastically well. But I think there should be continuous one, and engaging them at the right time. Engaging all the stakeholders across all these channels, we increase not just production, we increase the engagement. We have other parts of the value chain that are still not doing very well. But if we engage the right set of people, the right set of sector players, there will be continuous production, and everybody will be fine at the end of the day. So what we are seeing from our own hand is that if we have the right set of mind and right set of people engaging in the cultivation of land for agricultural purposes, there will be continuous higher yield, there will be continuous better livelihood for everybody, and life will be better.
And would inflation continue to be a factor too?
If we continue to produce and the yield is better, then inflation is going to take a dip. And if inflation takes a dip, then everybody will have to buy it at reduced economic valuable prices across board.
Great. Mr. Kamaldeen Raji, Managing Director, FX Fair Trade Limited. Thank you very much for your contribution on Business Express this morning.
Thank you, Ambassador, for asking me.